All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to FOSA Spotlight, where you're in the right place if you want to be inspired to be empowered. And how about that today? Topic is dreams do come true. And who other than we have is Mr. Pierre Macshan here to tell us how dreams do come true and how it relates to him. I think it's a beautiful topic and it's going to be lots of information to be shared about this. And without any further ado, we're going to introduce him. So, Pierre, do you mind telling the audience a little bit about yourself?
No problem. Like you said, I'm Pierre McShane. I am 33 years old. I am a up and coming motivational speaker and published author. I was I was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at a young age, so I haven't been able to walk and all that good stuff. But I've still been able to find purpose, so I'm extremely grateful about that.
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, it really just seems very inspirational of you and empowering of you, and so many other words that I can use to describe your situation because I don't know a lot about the disease or the diagnosis. But what I do know is that with every challenge, it comes with a strength that you have to have that is divine to overcome.
Exactly, exactly.
And you made tremendous stride in what you do and making a name for yourself. So I'm not even gonna say up and coming motivational speaker because you've been standing in that for quite some time. You really
I,
have.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so he motivates people on a daily basis. I'm connected on Facebook with him, and it's a note that I see probably every day that can be some inspiration and keep you going. So, with that being said, what do you feel as though lights your fire? What are you really passionate about in your life?
Um, I used to want to just be free and do what I wanted to do, but now I think I'm more motivated to help people because I've met a lot of people that have it bad, but it's not as bad as it could be, and I just find joy in helping them see like the brighter side of the situation. So I think that kind of lights my fire. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I'm just interested on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it light your fire?
Um, it's a high 7, low 8. It's okay.
Really, I get the energy from you that it's about a 12. Really, really, because it's just not easy to take that light every day. I'm sure it's just challenges that are not seen by many. you
Right.
know and I think in those times that's where it's even more challenging or adverse to keep that passion going, and you find it there. Is there any phrase or anything that you think of that when you're thinking about just not being so passionate or going forth and being great, what comes to mind exactly?
Um, what's funny? We have the same one of the same ministers, Darrell Holloway, and he always has this phrase he uses: "Don't put your light under a bushel." You know what I'm saying? You are the light on the hill. So the light's job is to shine and to illuminate. So if that's what we're mandated to do, you can't make an excuse because you don't feel like doing it. So you have to do it. It
Mhm.
has to be a part of who you are.
Well, you said it best, and I do recall him saying that we are meant to shine bright, and
Yeah,
um, we already know darkness does not like light.
exactly, exactly.
Who's ever been asleep and then somebody turns out the light and then you like,
What do you want? You know what I'm saying?
but that's honestly how how negativity is dispelled by that light, which is the positivity and everything else. So you really focusing in on me and that light can help dispel darkness at
Right.
any time, and that's a beautiful thing. So what challenge or challenges did you really have to focus on overcoming to make your dreams come true, for you to be the speaker that you are, the inspiration
Challenges. It was. I just really had to become comfortable with myself. That's the biggest thing because I have the chair and I have the trait and people's first response is to just look and stare, but you have to have the courage to show them what's beyond the physical. So and it took me a while to get that courage. So that's really the only challenge I had because I like to talk. I can talk for hours and hours if they'll listen. So that's just what I had to deal with.
all right. I mean, and that's understandable. I can see that being a challenge and the way you compensated for that is, um, what do you call it? I heard this phrase before, disarming
Yeah,
people, and so letting them know, like, hey, this is maybe different, but, this is a physical thing. It's not anything else. And people have to look, and it's more to the eye than what we see.
right,
We're
right,
supposed to see things in a spiritual realm and really be less physical. When
right,
we all look at each other like spiritual beings and divine beings, I think that's the pure connection that we have. And I enjoy doing that, regardless of persons and,
right.
all our differences.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So, what about sharing your perspective on gratitude and how it relates to how you made your book, Winner's Mentality, and your first one, Handy Capable, which has been ringing all getting good reviews. So how did gratitude relate to it? I know it did.
Well, gratitude. You have to be comfortable with where you are, and I think that's where people miss it. They're trying to get to the end goal that they can't really focus on where they are and what needs to happen in this phase. So gratitude, you have to be grateful for every little thing. You have to be grateful for the good stuff, the bad stuff. You have to be grateful for the stuff that you don't even understand because it's all working together if you just stick it out and stay the course. You'll eventually get to where you need to be, but not before you learn the lessons to the phase you're in right now. And so you have to be like grateful for that moment. You have to live in this moment because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. But if we're just happy to be here now, the next 10 minutes don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with that.
Well, you said a mouthful. I really, really identify with that so much. I love the phrase. Um, it is coming to me. Don't forget to smell the roses, and
Right, right,
I,
right,
I love that because, we got to take the time out and enjoy right now, not worried about the end result. And like you said, we're not promised much or anything, but these
right,
moments, I like to consciously think of the moment and how much is important to me and how this moment is connecting to the other.
right,
And the next step and the finished result and all that good stuff, and then start over on something
right.
else.
You gotta start something else. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, but that's huge on being able to show that gratitude. I mean, what are some ways that you connect with your supporters in respect to, because I know you've been really achieving a lot of success with Handy Capable.
Yeah,
And
yeah. God has been God has been good.
yeah, yeah. And so with that being a success, continued success, and I'm sure you're grateful for all of the success that comes with it, but how did that impact you versus like the beginning of your venture of being a writer and putting out books and then actually coming to see that pass?
um, you know, how does it affect me? It's still surreal that people actually want to listen to what I have to say. It's crazy that we're even having this right now. That because you wanted to hear what I had to say about dreams and things. But uh the book and the success has again taught me to be more comfortable with myself. And I think that it works so well is because I'm learning transparency. Like, it's still some stuff that I don't publicly say or do, but for the most part, I've gotten so comfortable with myself that if you're on my social media, it's no telling what you're gonna see or what you're gonna hear. Or, and I think that's good because people can relate, what I'm saying, in all walks of life. Uh, you got some people that are very, very spiritual, and then you got some people that are not. And I think that you have to be versatile in your delivery because everybody, you have the potential to help everybody you come in contact with. And, what I'm saying? So you can't just be stuck on one avenue to do it. And I think that's why I've been so, I won't say successful, but why I've been so well received because I'm not portraying to be anything that I'm not. I'm just Pierre.
Yeah, I mean, you are successful. You know what? And it's funny that just to even touch on success and just mentioning, just conversation wise, I had to deal with the definition of success in a different mindset. I know so many times it's often associated with the dollar, and all of this, and money, and I don't know. Maybe some people's measure is different, but what I determined to be successful, in my perspective, is did you achieve what you were set out to do?
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
a good,
accomplish that goal?
yeah,
That is
that's a
a
good one.
successful person.
That is a simple and complex way to look at it at the same time because I think we do put too much pressure on ourselves to look successful and not really be impactful. People are so caught up on the look of success that they don't want the actual feeling of success. And I think that's what we've gotten off course because looks can be deceiving.
Mhm. I mean, and looks can be deceiving, but what happens when you miss the mark of being the impact that you should be because you were so focused on that I look successful. Okay, wait a minute, I need to have this going on and this going on, but is it necessary? You
Right, right,
know?
right.
Uh-huh. And so whether you reach one person with your inspiration or you reach 10,000, guess what? You're still successful.
Right, right, right. Yeah, it's
Quantity is not important here.
not quality, it's quality.
Quality, and if you set out to what you do, and that to me took the pressure away and made me really enjoy the journey of dreams coming true.
No,
Because I said, wait a minute, you telling me I don't have to have this particular car? I don't have to, be in the mansion and the two-story home and all of that. And that's where your dreams are coming true is in, to me, your challenges and your adversities. You
right.
know, believe it or not, dreams coming true when you riding on E.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 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 because you're fulfilling purpose.
Yes, being real true then, because guess what? You get to see the Lord at work.
Right, exactly. You got to
Yeah.
see.
And so, but just to say that, I know that just was on me to talk about that. But what level did you determine you were successful at achieving your goal? When did it impact you? Like, wow, I really did it.
Um, it wasn't really until like 2 weeks ago when I had to step back and look at it. Like I'm real deal signing. You know what I'm saying? My book for people. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, wow, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I got here. I didn't even notice that I was where I was at until I just took a moment to realize and smell the flowers. Like, dang, this really happened. You know what I'm saying?
It is that wow moment you have to step out of it, and I don't know about you, but it just, well, you said it earlier, it does feel a little surreal, like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
Taking it all in and all of that. Um, how are your how is your circle responding to that? You know, how do you feel like how do they feel about how all of what you've been doing and trying to lead up to these points and having the success that you had?
My circle, I think they understand that, it's not a one man show, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a cousin who is trying to go into real estate. I have another cousin who is trying to be an entrepreneur. He has a hat business. And I think that we're all supportive of each other. Like we know that if one of us makes it, it's just opening the door for the others to come in and fulfill their purpose. So my circle, for the most part, has been very successful. I try to keep those people around me who would keep me grounded, would call me out when I need to be called out, um, even though I might not listen. But you know, what I'm saying the fact that they still are able to do that is amazing to me.
Yeah, well, I love to say that that's a no person. I need a no person. I'm usually a
Yeah,
no person. Like, should I do that? No. Let's
right,
think
right, right.
about it. Let's think of it.
And
Let's write the plan down and make it plain. I listen, but I be like, write it down. I'm not too pro like people jumping out there and because I'm so business oriented too, or detail oriented, like see everything through. But I'm still supportive because I'm like, write it down. No, I'll help you. And we write something down from 1 to 10 and see it how it may work.
right,
So when you were saying about your family, if somebody else makes it, everybody knows that that's a connection within the family that's been
right.
established. Y'all can come from there. But I'd like to challenge you to not use if, but when.
When you know what? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm like, when this happens, I have to
Yeah,
give
yeah, yeah. You're
it.
right. Our, our words have power. You are absolutely right. Yes,
Mhm. So when it happens,
when it happens,
yeah,
yes.
y'all, then that exchange happens. Our peers connected. Oh, you connected? Well, we use our connections, right?
Right, right, right. You know what I'm saying? We're building something that, you know, we're building something that I don't even think that we even in our minds have grasped how big like it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So I just hopefully, well, not hopefully, we will stay determined and focused.
Well, and I pray for that too for you
Thank you.
all.
Thank you.
It takes that staying true to what you see, your vision that you guys are called to complete, and encouraging one another in that daily walk. And we can do that through how we live our lives, how we deal with things. In so many ways that we can be an inspiration and encourage one another. What would you say that you would like to um, communicate to your audience about achieving their goals, dreams coming true? Um, what inspiring word can you say to them?
Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit and surround yourself with people who will sympathize with you, but they won't let you feel sorry for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Always keep genuine people around you because once you hit that level of success, even if you don't feel it, it's gonna be some people come around that you need to, be mindful of. So always ask the Holy Spirit for discernment and direction and to keep you going in the way that you should be going and never take it for granted because you're not the only vessel in the world. And if you take it for granted, God can easily use somebody else to do what you're supposed to be doing. So, take it take it one step at a time and enjoy the road, enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. Don't quit.
Yeah,
So many things just that I have to say behind that. But all in a nutshell, you covered everything. It's just I just have to take a deep breath because it's just so much that can be said to anybody that's going through that. But I think it's so much for you to speak on someone achieving their dreams because I'd like to say that you're a good example. You definitely inspired me and encouraged
thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, really, really. because you bring light to challenges and shared those things. And even with Facebook and, in your books, and you didn't let any challenges stop you, whether it was, physical, spiritual, mental, we all been there, and
Right.
you kept going and you keep on going.
Yeah, my grandmother, she told me something when I was like 15 years old. She told me just because I couldn't walk didn't mean I wasn't ineffective. And I trusted my grandma enough to know that she wouldn't lie to me. So when she told me that, they kind of erased every excuse that I could think of. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of times people are so afraid to try that they just look for any reason not to try. You know what I'm saying? And there is no success in just watching. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the work. So that's what I
Well, thank you, Grandma, for planting seeds a long time
mean.
ago. I'm sure she's not the only one, but I believe in those seeds. And then guess what? They come back sometimes 10, 20, 100-fold, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can definitely say she planted some rooting.
She did. Yeah.
Can you, as our loving grandmothers do. But I'd like to tell the audience to be sure that you guys check out his book, Winner's Mentality. I'm sure if you want to be a winner, keep that mentality strong, positive, in the right direction. This is a good source of that. You want to keep your mind on the positive things, and, what better than somebody that's actually living that life,
Right.
and being an example for that. And also handy capable, letting you know if I can say I don't have that book. I didn't order that one yet.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's talking about all things are possible, right?
Yeah, that one, handy capable, that's more like, I don't think I've ever been so transparent in my life about that book, and that probably will get me in trouble one day, but we'll see. Uh, but yeah, it's a great book. I let the guard down and just told how it was and told how it is and how I think it should be. But it's a good book.
Well, we definitely here to encourage the audience to check it out. I'm going to check it out
All
and
right.
get to my winner's mentality. That's going to be even better. And make sure I give you some good book reviews, to share with the audience. And maybe we can even get a book club going on if it's not already.
Anything's possible.
It happens. So, how can the audience stay connected with you?
You can follow my personal Facebook page, Pierre McShane, PIERREMCSHAN, or the Hyundai Capable page, HANDICAPABLE, period, on Facebook, and it's the same on Instagram. In one of those avenues, you can catch me.
Sounds good. And for those that want to contribute to the mission that he's about and what he's doing, I believe we can cash app and do the
Yeah,
dollar
please.
sign of Shan, ENT, LLC.
Yes,
I'll definitely be contributing to the cause. I love seeing good things like this happen. And,
I,
you
I
know,
appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. Well, you're more than welcome. Things like this, your mission is truly making a difference. So I'm always happy to contribute to that.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
And so we're wrapping up. Dreams do come true. This is not the last episode on this topic. We're gonna always talk about this and other subject matters in depth. But until next time, you guys stay tuned to the Facebook, COSA Spotlight, as well as all of our Facebook, well, I said Facebook, all of our Instagram, all of the website, www.costa.company, and enjoy our apparel that's available. So not only can you just feel some inspiration, you can wear it.
You can wear it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time. All right.
Thank
And
you.
we are going to close out and